Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm super excited you guys are here for this one. If you don't know me, my name is Vienna Ortiz. If this is the first time you've been on my channel, I talk about planning, organization. Really, we talk about a lot of things, mental health, but mostly like planners and making plans. So I wanted to chat a little bit about something that I'm going to be doing this year instead of making goals. Now, if you've known me for quite some time, you know that I have always been really big on making goals each year and even throughout the year. And I can tell you how to create a goal and hopefully reach a goal, which is great. I think that once we have that down, it's definitely a really great influence moving forward. And if I'm talking weird, it's because I have a full mouth of braces, as well as being pregnant. So I wanted to talk a little bit about making lifestyle changes versus making goals and how that is going to be a game changer for you and how that has helped me in the past. So first off, the reason why I decided to not necessarily make any goals this year was for a few reasons. First reason being that it's a lot of pressure. I'm going to be having a newborn baby in just a couple of months, and some of the goals that I want to make are probably going to fall down the toilet like pretty quickly, just because of a huge kind of shift in my lifestyle. However, if you're somebody that maybe isn't going to be experiencing a huge shift in your lifestyle, making goals can still sometimes be a little bit disappointing. Now, this video is going to sound at first like if I don't believe in making goals or don't think you should make goals. That's absolutely untrue. I think that you should make goals, especially if you don't know how to, especially if you have a hard and fast deadline. So if you have a hard and fast deadline for something, for example, maybe you are studying for something that has a deadline that you need to make, or maybe, you have a certain goal weight that you want to get to, or, you have a certain amount of books that you want to get to. I will say, I did put a certain amount of books that I wanted to get to on Goodreads, and so I suppose that's a goal, but I'm going to tell you how the lifestyle changes that I'm going to make are going to help me with those goals. So why a lifestyle change versus just making a goal? I think it's really easy to, sit here and say, this is my list of goals 1 through 10. And for some people that don't really understand how to follow through with those goals, that can be extremely intimidating, but also confusing and also a little bit of a letdown, because it's like, okay, well, how do I get there? Now, lifestyle changes, I believe, are going to be what get you there, but it's going to last a lot longer than if you just get to your goal. And so I want you to start thinking about it that way. For example, if I put on my Goodreads app that I wanted to read 25 books this year, that's great. However, if I get to November and I haven't met my goal, I'm going to feel as though I'm a failure. I'm going to feel as though, how am I going to read all of these books on time before the new year? There's going to be a lot of different emotions going on there, because I didn't really have any lifestyle changes or any additions or anything that I was doing to kind of help me get there. So instead of saying, oh, I'm going to read 25 books, although that's on my Goodreads app, I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on, I'm going to read every night before bed. And that's going to help me make a lifestyle change. Now, this is not a hard and fast rule. I don't have to read the book, read a book every single night, because last night I didn't. However, by adding in kind of like that thing that I want to do and kind of like that addition to my lifestyle, then I'll be more willing to pick up a book at night rather than not. So that's one example of a lifestyle change kind of versus a goal. Now, there's ways to have a goal and still add in kind of like how you're going to get there, the different things you're going to do, the plans you're going to make to get there. For a lot of us, we might say, oh, well, I'll read the majority of the books at the end of the year because of XYZ. And it just gives us a lot of excuses that we can make. So let me talk about another lifestyle change. Let's say, I don't know. Let's just say I want to be healthier, my mind and physically. Now, right now, I am currently very pregnant, and so exercising can be a little bit different than it would be if I wasn't. However, maybe I want to walk every day and I'm not putting like a specific amount on it. And the reason why I'm not putting a specific amount on it is because what happens is it keeps me from wanting to do it on the days that I don't feel like it, even if it's just a little bit. So I'll give you an example. I like to walk at a specific park in the mornings when the weather permits, after I drop off my daughter. There's some days where I don't want to go and I'm just like, I really don't feel like walking. I would rather do this. And instead of telling myself like, well, my goal every day is to walk 20 minutes, I can say, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to walk 5 minutes, or I'm going to go and walk 3 minutes, whatever it is. I'm going to park there. And it becomes kind of part of your daily routine, a part of your lifestyle, that you're going to go with no expectations. Because what ends up happening is I get there and I end up walking a little bit more than I wanted to because I'm already there. But it's really easy to get discouraged if you have kind of like this specific goal in mind. Now, this is very contradictory to what I've said in the past, which is to be very specific with your goals. And while that also works, especially if it's like you're down to the nitty gritty, like you have to study 5 pages a day in order to be able to study the 100 by the time you have to pass this exam. Great way to go. That's like kind of like just really getting in there. And then there's a way where you kind of take the pressure off a little bit and you're still able to kind of create these goals or these visions that you want for yourself, but also not feel terrible for like not doing it and just kind of making a lifestyle change. So maybe I want to eat healthier, and instead of saying I'm going to take out dairy, I'm going to take out gluten, I'm going to take out sweets and all of that, I might just say, oh, you know, every morning I'm going to try to have either avocado toast, a smoothie, oatmeal, eggs. I'm going to have like one of these things that I'm going to do, or one of these foods that I'm going to eat. And that way, like, it's integrated into my lifestyle. It's not too hard. And it's helping me to feel like I'm achieving something without feeling like a failure if one day I decide to go out for breakfast and have pancakes. Like, that's fine, because my goal is not to do something every single day hard and fast. My goal is to make these great lifestyle changes while also giving myself grace. So making lifestyle changes really does allow you to give yourself the grace that you need to reach your goals, but also after the year is over, when 2023 is over, you have like this new way of life that you've slowly integrated with habits, and you've slowly integrated with kind of like these changes, little changes that you made, and within a year, you're kind of like where you want to be without feeling like it's where you have to be. Does that make sense? And so that's kind of how I'm going into 2023. I also want to point out that there's a whole lot of stigma going into the new year where it's like, let me find all of the categories that I need to create goals in, and let me just try to improve myself in every single one of them. And this is how I'm going to do it. I have sat down with a piece of paper and done that, and it did nothing but overwhelm me, and I didn't reach a lot of those goals. And so while I think, you know, especially if you're trying to achieve something specific, goals are fantastic. And I will still be making some. I think really sitting back and saying, what can I add to my lifestyle? For example, I want to live a more minimal lifestyle. So instead of saying, oh, by the end of the year, I want to have a minimal house. Like, what does that even mean? You know, every month, maybe you're going to purge a little something here and there. Maybe you're not going to shop as much, and that's just kind of like part of your lifestyle. Like, these are just things that you want to add. And make changes for. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's helpful, because if you're anything like me and you try to achieve too much at once, goals can be very intimidating. Also, you don't have to be this better, greater, like more amazing version of yourself. You are already great the way you are. You might just want to make your life a little bit simpler, a little bit easier. You might just want to accomplish something or change something for the better, and that's amazing. But you don't have to go turning into this alternate version of yourself that you kind of like wish you were, because you're already, I'm sure, putting in a ton of work. So, you know, give yourself some credit for that. But that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to share kind of like my mindset going into this year, and hopefully this allows you to breathe a little bit more if it's something that you want to try. I will absolutely keep you updated if it's something that you want to know how it is going for me throughout the year. Leave below maybe some of the lifestyle changes that you want to make, because I'm very interested. Like when I say comment, I'm not saying like just comment just to comment like people say. I really want to know like what lifestyle changes you're making in your life, if any, and like why. If you are new, subscribe. I'm looking forward to creating some more content for you guys. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm over at Vienna Ortiz Plans, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.